Stop everything, just for a moment. Stop the mental checklist, the worry about that deadline, the anxiety about your bank account, the noise of the world telling you what you should have achieved by now. I want you to think about 3 things we all chase, often until we're exhausted: money, job, peace. We believe the formula is simple: get the job to get the money, and then maybe we can buy peace. We grind, we hustle, we say yes when we mean no. We trade our hours for dollars, hoping that one day the balance will be right and we can finally exhale. But what if the formula is broken? What if we have the entire equation backwards? There is one word that can recalibrate it all. One word that, when you truly understand it, changes your relationship with money, transforms your experience of your job, and unlocks a peace that isn't dependent on external circumstances. That word is VLE. Of the most profound transformations in life never begin with a change of action, but with a change of mind. We spend our lives running on a treadmill, fueled by the belief that if we just move faster, we will eventually arrive. We chase the promotion, the closed deal, the bigger paycheck, the external validation that we are, in fact, successful and secure. This chasing is our default state, a relentless pursuit of a horizon that perpetually recedes. We are taught from a young age to be hunters, to identify what we want, money, status, a certain lifestyle, and to go out and capture it. This model is so deeply ingrained in our culture, our education, and our personal dialogues that we rarely stop to question its fundamental architecture. What if this entire framework, this engine of pursuit, is not just inefficient, but is actually designed to keep us perpetually weary, perpetually unfulfilled? The shift I am proposing is not a minor tactic or a simple life hack. It is a complete and total paradigm shift. It requires dismantling the hunter mindset and adopting the mindset of a cultivator, a builder, a creator. It is the shift from chasing to creating. When you are in the chasing paradigm, your energy is directed outward, toward objects and outcomes you believe you lack. You look at a successful person and you think, I want what they have. Your focus is on the possession itself. The money in their bank account, the car in their driveway, the respect they command. This creates an energy of scarcity and dependency. You become a slave to the external world because your sense of worth and accomplishment is contingent upon you capturing these elusive things. The chase for money, for instance, is particularly draining because money is a fluid, abstract concept. You can't grab hold of it. The more you clench your fist, the more it slips through your fingers. This is why so many people who win the lottery or come into sudden wealth often find themselves bankrupt and miserable a few years later. They were skilled at the chase, at the one-time capture, but they had no understanding of creation. They had no system in place to generate value, so the money, having no roots, simply withered away and blew off in the wind. The mental and emotional state of a chaser is one of anxiety, comparison, and desperation. You are constantly measuring your progress against others, which is a surefire recipe for insecurity. Every colleague's promotion is a personal slight. Every competitor's success is a reflection of your own failure. Your work becomes a means to an end, a necessary evil you must endure to get the reward. This turns your profession into a prison. You watch the clock, you live for the weekends, and you count the days until retirement. The Sunday scaries aren't just a mild dread, they are the physiological symptom of a soul that knows it is about to spend another 5 days in a cage of its own making, all for the promise of a treat at the end. The peace you seek is always conditional, always tomorrow. I'll be happy when I get the bonus. I'll be relaxed when I finally get the vice president title. This conditional peace is no peace at all. It is merely the temporary relief of a thirst being quenched, knowing full well the desert still stretches out ahead of you. Now, let's dismantle this entire structure and rebuild it from the ground up on the principle of creation. The creator's mindset does not look outward for what it can take, but inward for what it can give. The fundamental question shifts from what can I get to what can I create or what value can I provide. This is a seismic shift in orientation. Instead of your energy being scattered in a desperate pursuit of external targets, it becomes focused laser like on building your internal capacity. You stop looking at the successful person with envy and start looking at them with curiosity. You ask, what value did they create that attracted such abundance? What problem did they solve? What skill did they master? Your focus is no longer on the fruit, but on the roots and the tree that produces the fruit. When you become a creator, your relationship with work transforms instantly. Your job is no longer a cage. It is your workshop, your laboratory, your studio. It is the current platform upon which you can practice the art of value creation. Let's say you are a receptionist. The chaser in that role does the minimum required, answers the phone with a monotone voice, and sees the role as beneath them, a stepping stone to something better. The creator, however, sees a vast field of opportunity. They ask, how can I create value here? They can be the first warm, welcoming voice a client hears, setting the tone for the entire company. They can learn the names of every regular visitor, making them feel seen and valued. They can organize the front desk to be hyper-efficient, saving time for everyone else. They can anticipate the needs of the executives they support. In this mindset, no role is menial. Every role is a stage for excellence, for problem solving, for human connection. You are no longer working for a boss. You are working for your own standard of excellence. And the paycheck becomes a byproduct of the value you are actively building. This is the true secret. Money, influence, and opportunities are not prey to be hunted, they are pollinators. They are naturally and irresistibly drawn to fertile fields of value. A bee does not chase a flower. The flower, by being vibrant and full of nectar, attracts the bee. You must become the flower. Focus all your energy on making yourself more vibrant, more skilled, more knowledgeable, more helpful, more solutions-oriented. Build a better product. Offer more insightful advice. Deliver more breathtaking service. Create more moving art. Solve a more painful problem. Become so immersed in the craft of creating value that you forget to look over your shoulder to see if the rewards are following. And I promise you they will. They have to. The world is desperate for value. It is desperate for people who don't just show up to take, but who show up to give. When you make this shift, you break the cycle of anxiety and scarcity. Your sense of worth is no longer tied to an outcome you can't fully control, but to a process you can, the process of creation itself. This is how you stop chasing the shadow and start becoming the substance. We have been taught a fundamental lie about the nature of money, a lie that corrupts our ambitions and poisons our relationship with our work. The lie is this, that money is the prize. We are raised to see it as the finish line, the trophy, the ultimate scorecard of a life well lived. From childhood, we watch the adults in our lives trade their daylight hours for these pieces of paper and digital ledger entries, and we internalize a simple transactional equation. Effort equals money. This perspective reduces our complex human potential to a single, crude metric. It turns our careers into a grand, lifelong transaction where we are the product, slowly being depleted, and money is the compensation for our gradual exhaustion. But what if we have misunderstood the very essence of what money is? What if, by treating it as the prize, we have been chasing a ghost, a mere reflection, and in doing so, have missed the real solid and powerful thing that casts it? To understand this, we need to step back and consider the origin of money. Before currency, before coins, before digital bits in a bank server, there was value. A farmer grew grain, a blacksmith forged a tool, a weaver made cloth. The farmer needed a tool, the blacksmith needed cloth, the weaver needed grain. They engaged in trade, a direct exchange of value for value. But this system was clumsy, the barter economy. So humanity invented a symbol, a universal token of exchange we call money. That token was never the value itself. It was always just a representation of it, a placeholder, an IOU from society that said, you have provided this much value, and here is a token you can later exchange for an equivalent value from someone else. Money is the shadow on the wall, but value is the solid object blocking the light. We have become so mesmerized by the dance of the shadow that we have forgotten to turn and look at the thing that creates it. When you make money the prize, your entire psychology becomes one of lack and insufficiency. You are perpetually focused on what you don't have. Your bank statement becomes a report card that you can never quite get an eye on. This mindset breeds anxiety, jealousy, and a kind of spiritual poverty that has nothing to do with the number in your account. You see a colleague get a raise, and instead of feeling happy for them, you feel a pang of fear. Why not me? You take a job not because it aligns with your skills or passions, but because it offers a slightly higher number. You start to measure your self-worth in dollars and cents. And since there is always someone with more, you are forever condemned to feel less than. This is the tyranny of the prize. It's a race that can never be won because the finish line keeps moving and the trophy, once grasped, inevitably turns to dust in your hands. The new car loses its smell, the bigger house feels empty, and the novelty of the new purchase wears off, leaving you with the same hollow feeling, now just a few $1,000s lighter. The liberation begins when you flip the script entirely. Stop seeing money as the prize and start seeing it as the echo. An echo is a fascinating natural phenomenon. You cannot grab an echo. You cannot chase an echo through the forest. If you run after it, it disappears. The only way to hear a strong, clear echo is to stand in one place and produce a strong, clear sound. The sound is the value. The echo is the money. Your entire focus, your entire life's energy must shift from trying to capture the echo to mastering the art of creating the sound. What is the sound? In human terms, it is the problem you solve. It is the service you render with excellence. It is the beauty you create. It is the comfort you provide. It is the knowledge you share. It is the efficiency you introduce. It is the joy you spark. This is value. It is tangible. It is real. And it is the only thing the world truly pays for. Let's make this practical. Consider two hypothetical chefs. The first chef, the chaser, opens a restaurant with the primary goal of making money. His decisions are all financial. He sources the cheapest ingredients, even if they are lower quality. He designs the menu based on high profit margins, not culinary passion. He rushes his staff to turn tables faster. He sees his customers as wallets on legs. For a short while, he might succeed. The money, the echo, might seem strong, but it is an echo of a hollow sound. Word spreads. The food is mediocre, the experience is transactional, the echo fades, the customers stop coming, and the money dries up. Now, consider the second chef, the creator. She is obsessed with value. She sources the freshest, most vibrant ingredients from local farmers. She pours her heart into every recipe, refining it until it's a masterpiece. She trains her staff to provide warm, impeccable service. She creates an atmosphere where people feel not just fed, but nourished in spirit. Her focus is entirely on the sound, the value of the experience. The echo, the money, is a natural, inevitable consequence. Her restaurant gains a reputation. It becomes a destination. People are willing to pay a premium because the value is palpable. The money follows not because she chased it, but because she became a beacon for it. This principle applies to every single field, from the arts to engineering to janitorial work. A janitor who sees his role as merely wiping surfaces for a paycheck is chasing an echo. A janitor who sees his role as creating an environment of cleanliness, order, and health, who takes pride in a spotless floor, who organizes a cluttered storage room without being asked, is creating a powerful sound of value. That value is noticed. It makes the workplace better for everyone. It may lead to a promotion, a raise, or simply the deep internal satisfaction of a job done with excellence. But the reward, in whatever form will come, it is an echo of the value he put forth. When you internalize this, your path becomes clear and your energy becomes focused. Stop checking your bank balance with anxiety. Start auditing your value output with curiosity. Ask yourself every single day, did I get better today? Did I solve a meaningful problem? Did I help someone? Did I create something of quality? Did I leave things better than I found them? Invest in yourself, in your skills, your knowledge, your character, your health. Make yourself a more powerful, more resonant instrument. The world is not withholding money from you. It is simply waiting for you to make a sound worthy of a mighty echo.